Okay, so Armani's here on the second session. You can see her walking, she's attentive, it looks like she's been on this forever, but I'm going to take you a step back and show you how it all started. Back to the first session. Right, so this is the first session here. If you see, I just let her on here. Just before this, before the actual first session, the treadmill was actually off, and I'd lead her on and straight off, on and straight off, on and straight off, just to give her the, just so she would start to become comfortable with actually walking on a treadmill when it stopped. All right, it's a new platform, it's a new surface for her. She's got to get used to it. Now, I came back later on in the day to start this first session with her, and what I did was put her at the slowest setting that I could, and just let her straight on with the same confidence that I had with it before. Obviously, the only difference for her now is that the surface is moving, right? So it's uncomfortable. If you look at her, she's thinking, well, where's that get off to? You know, how do we get off this section? So I'm just helping her stay on there by holding the slip lead in my other hand and holding her just on a flat buckle collar with the other hand. She's starting to get used to it now. It's going to take her into the next session. You're going to see a little bit of a difference between now and the next session. So it's pretty straightforward. You just got to keep going. The sessions has got to be short. There we go. She's starting to relax into it, like you can see now. So I'm starting to pat her. I'm starting to say, yeah, you're doing good. There's less pressure that I'm applying on the flat buckle collar or even on that slip lead. There you go. If you watch her now, she's just starting to settle into it. Right? So this is what you want to start doing with your dogs as well. So now that you can see that she's settling into this first session, I'm going to cut and I'm going to go on to the next session for you just to show you what the difference is going to be. So we're here on the next session. Now keep in mind that Armani's here for a board and train, so we've been doing other stuff outside of treadmill work. Now we've been doing lead work, making sure the dog's heeling beside us and looking up, so that's why you can see her looking up at me. But the way we kicked off this session is fundamentally straight in, same confidence. I turn the treadmill on a little bit faster than it was before, and I'll let her straight on. So you should obviously saw her jump off there. I'm not stopping her from jumping off because I want her to start self-regulating, which means that if she wants to get off, at this point in time, I'm okay with that, but I'll let her straight on. And you're going to see this in a little while, but she's going to start going off the back there, right? And she's going to start regulating herself because she doesn't want to fall off the back, right? So you've got to give them enough freedom for them to go, oops, hang on, there's an end there. And I'll show you what that looks like right there. And then she pops herself back on and she keeps going. So it continues like this. That makes it much more enjoyable. Like, once again, she can step off if she wants, but once again, we do bring her straight back on and we just keep going with what we're doing, just to make sure that they get comfortable. And you can see here, it's a better angle as well. So, if she steps on the side, obviously the side doesn't move. It's only the mat there that's actually working. Sorry, not the mat, the belt. But from the side angle, you can see if her feet go towards the back, she's going to regulate and sort of come back in the middle. Ideally, what I'm looking for is for her to go, yep, I don't want to fall off the back, I don't want to go off the side, I'm just going to keep working here. So it's part of the board and trains that we do here. It teaches the dogs, one, if a dog's got a lot of energy, this is one way that we can burn energy in a structured way, and not so much as a frantic way where we're playing fetch and that kind of stuff. But it gives you the other angle. You can see it. I'm walking all around the front because I want her to start getting used to that. Even if I walk around, I want you to keep walking on the mill. Makes a big difference into what we do. We just wanted to settle into it. This is not something that's always natural for dogs, but once they get the hang of it, then you're going to find that they're going to want to keep doing it as well. So just take your time with it, okay? There's no rush to sort of get your dog to be able to walk on a treadmill, even if it takes you a few sessions longer than this, then it's okay. Ideally you want to be able to just take it easy, let them build their confidence. Like I said, it's all about taking your time, building some confidence and getting some good associations with the treadmill. Once you've got that, then you can start extending the sessions. Instead of just doing 5-minute sessions, then you can start, make it 10, 15, 20 minutes, just obviously based on your dog's energy. Anyway, the treadmill stops and that's the end of the session. Thanks.